Now, Elaine has made some furry friends out in the garden. Elaine.
Thanks, Simon. Now we're here with Laura Jennings and her dog Diesel, who are going to show us some of their skills. But before we do, a dog trainer, Laura, is going to give us some tips on how to train our dogs at home. Laura, thank you so much for joining us today.
Problem.
Now, introduce us to our furry friend here now.
This is Diesel, and he is a 6-year-old miniature American Shepherd.
And how, I suppose, a lot of people at home now, they've got their puppies, their dogs in lockdown, and sometimes, I suppose, bad habits kind of creep in.
Yes.
What tips do you have for anyone who has a new addition to the family, or indeed has had one for a little while and needs to kind of maybe sharpen up their good doggy skills, shall we say?
So I guess the thing is that the dog is always learning. So even when you're not actively teaching, they're still learning. And it's really important that you kind of remember what's rewarded is repeated, and really looking at what exactly you're doing that's rewarding the dog. So sometimes if your dog pulls on the lead and you follow it, that's essentially rewarding the dog for pulling, even though you would never imagine you would reward your dog for pulling. The same thing if your dog jumps up and you pet it, that can be rewarding that behaviour. So it's just being really, really conscious about what's reinforcing the dog.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe you don't realise what's reinforcing the
And of course,
puppy.
you can teach them so much, as we can see. Introduce your friends here in the background to us, of course. We have.
This is my client Patricia and her poodle Mia, and they're representing Ireland this year at the World Championships. And Mia is a 4-year-old poodle, and they've been working very hard all through lockdown on their skills.
Oh, I'd say they have as well. And we can see, I mean, earlier on she was running around, and treats and rewards. And treat and reward is a very important part of training any animal.
Exactly, and it's what the dog finds rewarding. So Diesel, he much prefers to work for his toys, so we use toys a lot to mark things we like. Where Mia, she much prefers to work for her food. So, so we just go with the dog, what the dog finds as a reward.
And tell me about Diesel here. I mean, he's absolutely gorgeous, but he likes this, so there's no point in training him with treats. And what sort of things are the most fundamental, I suppose, to training any dog? The sit and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so for me in the home, like I've got small children, so one of the most important things I find teaching my dogs is that they can go to their bed and they can wait, so that the children can eat their food without the dogs going around, so that they can go to a place when I've got visitors coming. So in the home, into bed, then a leave it cue, which actually means come away from something and get rewarded, and then a recall, so that they can have nice walks off lead.
What are you finding that your clients that are coming to you now, what's their major issues now at the moment?
I think a lot of problems where people might have gotten working breeds over the lockdown because they couldn't necessarily get a type of dog
when we
they
say
wanted.
working breeds, what do we mean by that?
So maybe like a cockapoo, say, would be a very popular one, a cross between a poodle and a cocker spaniel. They'd be very popular at the moment, and there really are a mixture of two breeds that need a lot of work. They're very, very cute and fluffy, but they're not really dogs that like to sit on the sofa for a long time. Or a beagle, again, very, very cute, but they need a lot of stimulation, a lot of mental enrichment, a lot of long walks through woods and so on. A street walk sometimes doesn't cut it. So then when the dog isn't getting that mental enrichment they kind of find a job for themselves to do.
Yeah, and that's when they tear your house apart,
exactly.
basically.
And barking, and so you might fixate the destruction, but then they might start barking instead because they still haven't got all the mental boxes ticked.
So basically people aren't doing their research properly. They've acquired the wrong sort of dog for their lifestyle, and it's all about researching before you actually have that addition to your family.
Yes, and even sometimes when people do the research, it's especially young dogs like under 3 can just require so much mental stimulation and enrichment and walks, and so they try to do the research, but then the reality of it can sometimes be a bit trickier than what you imagine.
Now, as you say, I mean, we have the lovely Mia doing all her lovely tricks there in the background all along, but Diesel, you've him quite expertly trained as well. Show us what the lovely Diesel can do.
Okay, Diesel, just put this away. Good boy. Look, Diesel. Okay.
Now, you can talk us through here now. So he goes off his lead now, so he's well trained to do this.
So before he does his agility, Diesel, he might do something like walk backwards. Diesel, back. Good boy, sit. Good boy, wait. Okay, super. Then he might do something like a leg weave to warm him up for the actual weaves. Diesel, ready? Legs. Oh, I know. Ready? He likes to do a jumping up one. Okay, he likes to do a jump into the arms.
Okay.
Diesel, ready? Good boy. That's one of his favourite ones to get him warmed up.
He just wanted snuggles.
Yes. Ready? Diesel, legs. Here, come here. Ready? Legs, go. Diesel, legs. Good boy. So this we do this one to warm him up for the weaves, and then he knows how to turn right, left. Good boy. So there are just a few little tricks that we do to get him warmed up before he does agility, get his body warmed up. Good boy.
And these are the kind of circus and they'd be doing in a more kind of Crufts setting, should we say?
Yes. Yeah, we're very lucky Diesel got to go to Crufts after 10 years of watching it, and in the audience we finally got our dream come true.
And did very well.
We did. We came third overall, so we were very happy. And he was in like an ABC class, which is for dogs that are anything but collies. So it was kind of special as well, you know, for that kind of class of dog as well, because he looks a bit collie-like, but he's not. He's not really the same.
Oh, listen, congratulations. Lovely meeting you. Lovely meeting you, Diesel.
Thank you so much.
And you too as well over there. Mia's stopped galloping around the place.